Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. This is the Cookie Monsters. Being the 7th team, I'm pretty sure everyone is well aware about what our case here is today. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the issue. The Postal Service of Bangladesh, constantly going out of service, cannot keep up with its competitor, and we need to fix this. Now, before going to the problems and the solution, a few analyses. The first one being SWOT analysis. We already know what the main strengths are. We know that it's under the government and it has an age-old brand value for the rural and the biggest rural people out there. We already know that the weakness is that it can't keep up with its competitor. We know that it has a blooming e-commerce industry which it cannot captivate. We can captivate in the future. And we also know that there might be strict government policy. Other than the SWOT analysis, what we actually did was, when we got the case yesterday, we did a survey. We did an actual survey on Google Docs and came up with 50 different people, and we came up with the following solutions. What we found out was that people our age, or people who are using in our friend list, they barely use the postal service. But what we already also found out is that these people are constantly sending stuff abroad. They're constantly sending all their materials to their families and their loved ones. The worst part is that they do not trust the postal service in Bangladesh, and that is why they would never use it to begin with. All this brings us to our objective on what we will actually do in the future. We will come up with a solution which will diversify and bring out different procedures and different strategies, and we're going to bring a synergy with the e-commerce, and we're going to come up with a promotion for a proper business model. So, before we go any further, a little bit of the problems. The main symptoms of today's problems are very simple. First of all, it's going out of business. There's not enough people who want to be a part of this. The second problem is that it cannot keep up with its competitors like DHL, FedEx, because of the very fine reason that it does not have the financial power to keep up with them. And finally, it is very way behind technology and cannot keep up. Even though they're desperately trying to come up, they can't. So all this leading up to one big problem statement, and which is they can't keep up with time. They cannot value their customers' time. They cannot keep up with time itself, technology. And finally, they cannot give time to their consumers to target a new set of people or a new set of audience to which they are going to bring their product. So now, all this are going to go into our main solutions, which is the big idea. The big idea that we want to show is that, next slide, is that give them something that others can. The point that we are trying to prove is that FedEx gives a lot of benefits. So does Sundarban and a lot of other courier services. But there are still features which only our postal service can provide to a very fixed set of target which other people can't or other companies can't. This is what we want to prove. And we are going to do that using two solutions which might be further diversified in the future. The first solution is on the people. Let's look back. We all go abroad every day. We have been going abroad. We see our friends going abroad. But this is out of choice. We go to our masters for abroad to study. But then there are people. There are people who are going to other countries. People who are in Malaysia who's constantly doing a below poverty wage limit and still doing this only because of the very stake that they need to maintain their family. What we have found out is these people do not have enough money to make one phone call of 30 seconds to their people, and that they can't achieve. This is the state of these people. And then we looked further into it, and then we looked into it, and then we found out that there are people in Saudi Arabia, and then specifically in Malaysia, where these people are way below the poverty line, and if they were given a chance, they would come back to this country. Even after getting highly paid than they would get in Bangladesh, they still want to get back to this country. Why? Because of the culture, the heritage, the products this country has to offer, the love that comes with it. And all of this is the target that we were eventually trying to set. The next slide, please. All of this, we can bring the culture and we can give them the culture using the specific e-commerce sites. Now a question might arise, why did I use bigwire.com, Sellbazaar and ekhane.com? The point is, all these three e-commerce sites has one main goal, which is to take it to an international market, to provide the domestic product and take it elsewhere. FedEx can do this for them, DHL can do this for them, but it's only the postal service which can give them at the minimum price, at the cheapest price. And we would like to use this opportunity. The process that we want to use is that at first we build a partnership with these e-commerce sites. We give them the authority and we change the entire business as an entity, and then we give them the permission to sell their stuff abroad using our postal service. After our brand is ensured and after these people are buying our stuff from abroad, we try to give an exploration opportunity that no one else can give them. We want to give them the feeling that now you can be in Malaysia or anywhere else and you can get your items at the cheapest price. And third of all is build a synergy between the e-commerce sites and the postal service itself. So what does all of this lead to? This leads to three basic things. First of all, what we will see is that this is bringing the communication between the synergy at the e-commerce site. It is reusing the Bangladesh Postal Service, and we are targeting a new potential market that has not been discovered or has not been wanted. Next slide. The second solution that we are trying to do is give a mother's touch. DHL again, DHL, FedEx are giving so many different solutions. They are doing so many for different kinds of people. But how much are they caring about our country? How much are they caring about our people? We want to give them that feeling that we care. That we're going to do with 2 campaigns and some additional promotional campaigns. We're going to target the upper region as well as the lower region. And the lower as in the absolute lowest. The first campaign that we would like to set out was that for any mail, not just mail, to Malaysia and Saudi Arabia for a fixed time would be free. What we saw during Hajj Stampede was that Grameenphone came up with a proposal that every incoming call in Saudi Arabia would be free. We would like to give them the opportunity to know that Bangladesh Postal Service cares. We care about money, we care about growth, but we care about you people the most, and that is what we want to provide. The second solution that we are actually providing on is introducing a tracking device, which a lot of courier service does. But again, what happened yesterday was that I came up with Google Now, my computer updated, but I can't use Google Now on the map because it can be identified in my country. If under the supervision of ATI, we can come up with a service where regionally the items can be tracked, Postal Service will have an advantage of its own. So now we gave you different solutions and different aspects of how everything can be done. But how will people actually know that we're giving them features like this? So we came up with a promotional pack, which will be described by my teammate Faida.
So our campaigns will mostly be BTL, but we'll be integrating them to ATL tools and from digital marketing. Initially, we'll be giving out discounts as well as doing some inside promotions, which will be highlighted to our billboards and our promotional videos. Next, there will be a tracking app. There will be a tracking app. The We Care campaign is a campaign for people living abroad, so that they can send back stuff home at a discounted price. Next, the Bola Mani Colors is a fun campaign where the movie buffs will be encouraged to send letters to their loved ones just after they watch the movie with an emotional approach. The Today Smile is nothing but sending our customers posts from time to time to keep them following us. Thank you. This is our timeline and our promotional plans. The next slide will be
now let's take a look at the financials. Our TBC total cost going to 7 lakh taka, and our We Care campaign will cost 1,50,000 taka, and our app will cost 9 lakh taka, and then you can see the grand total here. We have divided our regional license into 2 parts, that is ATL and BTL, and the total regional license is 1,125,600.
Now, to assess the practicality of our solutions, we came up with 3 feasibility factors. Now, firstly, will these companies, Acme.com, Bika.com and others, will actually be willing to collaborate with us? We believe yes, because we are providing them with a completely new customer segment and furthering their goals for internationalization. Secondly, this Bangladesh Postal Service operates under the government, so we believe yes, they have the resource feasibility to implement these plans. Thirdly, the schedule feasibility. Yes, we believe they also have that. We already provided a 12-month detailed timeline of this phase. Moving on. Now, the evaluation of the alternatives. For this, we weighed the 2 solutions based on objective criteria. We assigned them marks. What were the 3 criteria? First, turning around branding. We believe solution 2 wins out in that because it primarily focuses on the branding aspect of it. Secondly, the bringing in new customers part. For this, we believe solution 1 wins out because they are introducing a new customer segment. And thirdly, for sustainability, solution 1 also wins out because it is providing a long-term plan. Next. So, therefore, for recommendations, rather than choosing one solution and not the other, we took in both elements of the solutions and combined them into a third, better solution. Now, for that, what did we do? We focused on, we took in solution 1 and also focused on the BTL and digital marketing aspects of solution 2. As for the challenges, we faced some challenges like how do we ensure maximum reach? For that, we would be providing performance targets, KPIs, and reach analysis and other aspects to highly monitor them. And secondly, the highly specified and targeted approach. Basically, our target market is very specific. So for that, we would need maximum reach to ensure that our success is optimized regarding these solutions. I would like to conclude.
said that in your survey, you found that the main reason that people don't use it is because they don't trust it. So what is going to happen different? You're going to provide, you're going to say, you're going to claim that you're going to provide so many services, but why would they trust you that you'll be able to provide these services so that I'll be able to use it? One thing during this question and answer session, you can't answer.
I can answer.
Yeah, you can't answer. Three of you will have to answer. Okay?
So can you repeat the question?
Okay. So my question was, I don't trust the solution that you're providing. That is the main hurdle. Okay? But if I am going to use it, and if I'm going to use it, then I need to trust it. How are you going to make me trust it?
Sir, for that we had some promotional campaigns in place. For example, firstly, we would be giving them opportunities to send free parcels from abroad, and so through that they can have a testing. They can test the product and actually see how fast it reaches, whether they can track the progress or not. So these measures will first gain the trust, and then they would actually be our return customers and use our service again.
Added to that, one of our idea was the tracking device. That will also make the process.
Well, it's a really fantastic business proposal. In fact, on behalf of Bangladesh Post Office, I would rather state this idea as a different program or different package, a different service of the postal service. But I would find the proposal as to strengthen, actually address the crisis, to strengthen the whole Bangladesh Postal Service. What is your opinion on this one? Yeah, go ahead.
So sir, what we actually, when we came up with this plan, we thought of long term. At first what we thought was, we're going to make people use it, gain their trust, and make a process through which everyone starts realizing, just like Bikash, when you send anything to a Bangladesh Post Service, you are getting it back. So with this community, through this organic process, we will eventually want to give them the feeling that when you deliver something to Bangladesh Post Office, you can give it back. One of the biggest problems that we faced with the survey was that most people were at first said that they won't use the Bangladesh Postal Service to begin with. That is why we came up with different...
Then what is your final target?
Yes sir?
What is your final target in the whole plan?
Our first target
Final target.
is to make Bangladesh Postal Service the leading parcel or any other items delivery, the cheapest from one country to another at the lowest time, including maximum transparency.
So actually you are focusing on the international main service, right?
We are, yes sir.
Okay.
Alright, guys, brilliant presentation. I just have one advice, which is basically make it shorter. You rushed through in the end, right?
Yes sir.
Honestly, your ideas were very good. So in the end, it seemed like I was not getting some of it because you were running through. Make it a little bit shorter. It will be very good for you, right? Other than that, very good. Thanks.
Thank you.